Hey friends, it's January, and you know what that means. The Royal Rumble is right around the corner, signifying the start of the road to WrestleMania. Now, I already have my two picks locked in for who will win the men's and women's Rumble matches, but today, the topic of this video are some surprise entrants, surprise cameos in the Royal Rumble match. Now, granted, none of these individuals, I think, will win the Royal Rumble, but it would be a nice surprise and a cool pop from the fans in attendance to see some of these people. So I have 3 picks from the women's division and 3 picks from the men's division. So let's go ahead and kick this thing off with the ladies. First up is a lady that I think should be in the WWE Hall of Fame, possibly even this year for whoever their woman entrant will be. She is a former 2-time WWE Women's Champion and multi-time TNA Knockouts champion, Victoria. We've seen the last few years a lot of women of the ruthless aggression era of WWE Women's Wrestling or Divas era. Women like Trish, Lita, Mickie James, Molly Holly, Tori Wilson. Victoria would be another candidate I'd like to see in the Women's Rumble match. You know, just shaking it up with some of the current crop today. Of course, don't see her winning it. But again, future bid into the Hall of Fame at some point down the road. Could be this year. Another one that I see making a return is part of the current crop of female talent in the company today. A former SmackDown Women's Champion who's been on the shelf with injury and other problems outside of the ring. That being Liv Morgan. I think she's going to have a strong return in the Women's Rumble match. Isn't going to win it, but it's going to get a heck of an ovation from the crowd on hand. And, you know, popular with a lot of people, has definitely improved the last few years. Sky's the limit for her. We'll see how it goes in 2024. Don't see her winning the Rumble, but hey, you know, we'll see what the rest of this year holds for Liv Morgan, but I do see her making a return in the Rumble match. Last but not least, I don't think this is going to be a surprise to many of you out there, but it would be super cool if we saw her in the Rumble. That being AJ Lee, the former 2-time Divas champion and at one time longest reigning Divas champion, Miss CM Punk. You know, she's posted some stuff on Instagram teasing possibly a return. She's had neck issues in the past. I don't see a full-time return, but sporadic matches with some of the current crop of female talent today, I could definitely see that in the cards for AJ. So I see an AJ Lee return at the Rumble. Now for the men, there's one guy that I think is going to make his return from injury, that being Sheamus, the Celtic Warrior. Of course, Sheamus is a former Royal Rumble winner back in 2012. Some people don't think he should have won that Rumble. It could go one either way because he did eliminate Jericho last. And Jericho was competing for the belt that year, so... Hey, Sheamus, again, I don't see Sheamus winning the Rumble match, but definitely see him making his return from injury at the Royal Rumble. Now, next up is a man who will be competing at the Rumble. It's never been something that hasn't happened before where someone hasn't pulled double duty in one night and competed in a match and then competed in the men's or women's Rumble. And this being the current reigning and defending, set to defend at the Rumble against Kevin Owens, the United States champion Logan Paul. Now, Logan Paul had a hell of a viral moment last year when it came to his mid-air collision with Ricochet. It was a thing of beauty. I'll give both men credit where credit's due. Logan Paul is going to enter the Rumble this year. Obviously not going to win, nor should he. He's going to be defending against LA Knight at WrestleMania. That's the match I would book. Let LA Knight go over and win the U.S. title because he should have gold at this point. Let's do this. All right, but before we get a little ahead of ourselves, Logan Paul is going to be in the Rumble match, but I don't see him winning. Obviously, I think a babyface like a CM Punk or Cody Rhodes would eliminate Paul, thus setting up a potential singles match later down the road with one of those two guys. And last but not least, this one was actually talked about last year and the year before last, and it hadn't happened, and I think it will this year. He's a 2-time WWE Hall of Famer. He's part of both D-Generation X and the NWO at both their hottest points. X-Pac, that's right, or Six-Pac, 6, and he will come out at the 6th entrance spot. Now, there's a lot of people been speculating that for years. I didn't believe it last year. I can see it this year, though, with Triple H, you know, being at the helm now. It would be kind of cool. Of course, he wouldn't win the Rumble, but just to have him out there 5 or 10 minutes, mixing it up with some of the new guys, I think would be pretty cool. So, those are my 6 surprise entrants. to the Rumble match, the men, the women. Of course, I don't think they're going to win, but those are my surprises. Those are who I think are going to cameo in the Rumble, make some returns. What do you think? Agree or disagree? Let me know down in the comments below. And if there's someone that I missed that you think might show up in the Rumble, please don't hesitate to drop a comment. Until then, I want you to lay the smack down on that like button like it owes you money, and I'll catch you next time.